Hi guys, greetings soul family. And in the middle of it, I don't know, it just disconnected. And so I hope I can still catch you guys again. And I will just touch on the message briefly from before that I was saying and then continue through with the message. I think it's fine. My nerves are a bit, I feel much more. So basically, the message I was speaking about before, or if you're joining now on this live, not from the previous one that cut off, welcome to Soul Family Oracle. As always, please listen with discernment. And usually I share messages from the divine, from our ancestors, from our spirit guides and our spirit team. And this is a run I felt led to, was basically speaking about how during my time with working with the moon, how much help I received through the magic of the moon. And through that reflection was when I received the message saying that I walk with you in the dark. It's like in the dark is when I shine on you, because in your dark times, I'm there to nurture you, to help you heal. I'm there with you through the dark times, just like the sun is there with you through the day to energize you, to help you take action, to shine brightly on all your endeavors so that you can take a step, forward without having to find your way or without having to wonder if you're on the right path. And this message coming through came with an attachment. And this attachment was basically that you are the child of Ra and the child of Isis. Naturally, you receive healing powers from the moon and from the sun. And in all with my femininity, in working with the moon, I became so much like very, very connected with myself, with my inner self. So the lights just came back. I actually put my lights off and lit a candle. I'm just feeling like this very warm vibes, And what I realized later as I was channeling the message was how Spirit was trying to draw my mind to the fact that we are in a phase right now where a lot of balance is required. And I was saying before, 444 on the timer, I was saying before how we've done so much work. The collective has done so much work, has done so much healing, has done so much shedding, has done so much reflection and ego death and dead ninth of the soul. Basically, we've done so much going in and out of these energies that we needed to heal and needed to shed. And right now, we've gotten to the point where we don't need to do anything else. We don't need to do anything else. Hi, Sister Tina. Glorious writing to you, my beautiful sister. Right now, we don't need to do anything else. What we need to do right now is to stay in a state of gratitude and find balance within ourselves, find balance within our spiritual nature and our physical nature. This balance that we're being called to find is the one last thing that is left in this phase in us to really fully step into this new timeline. A lot of us have security issues or insecurity issues. A lot of us are in a phase of survival. A lot of us are acting from our masculine energy because we are stuck in this phase of having to survive. We're stuck in this phase of always thinking about what next. What if? What if I don't do it? What if I don't make the move? What if I don't make the plan? What if I don't do this? What if I don't put this in place? And this is causing an imbalance within ourselves, because naturally, as divine feminines and divine masculines, we're supposed to be able to operate equally from our masculine energy and our feminine energy in harmony in order to be in our full divine state. The divine masculine is a masculine who is fully balanced and in touch or in tuned with his masculine energy and his feminine energy. And the divine feminine is the feminine that is fully in tune and in alignment with both her masculine energy and her feminine energy. Now, when these two energies come together, is when the cosmos gives birth to magic. When these two energies are operating in harmony, is when creation occurs, is when magic, miracles occurs, is when beautiful, positive things occur. The union of the masculine energies and the feminine energies is such a difficult part of the process, but yet so trivial, because the natural order of the world and of the universe, the cosmos, depends on balance. Even though I like to always say in spirituality, it's not a clear black and white picture. In spirituality, there are a lot of gray areas, and there are a lot of gray areas in those gray areas. There is nothing like plain black and white. And so being able to find the balance in the feminine and the masculine is a process that takes you through certain stages and certain phases that really forces you to learn and understand that in order to embrace fully your divinity, there are parts of you that sometimes need to be hushed, where there are parts of you that sometimes need to be raised, where there are times too where both need to go hand in hand. But so many of us, the collective right now, are living from a space of survival. It's like we are in forever survival mode. We are stuck in this energy where we feel like we need to do, and that's the masculine energy, right? And this goes to a lot of my sisters, a lot of my divine feminines. This energy makes you want to keep doing. It doesn't allow you to rest. It doesn't allow you to just really have a soft, quiet life. It doesn't allow you to like take time for yourself. It doesn't allow you to like make self-care a priority, because you're like, look, I need to get out of here. I need to go and do this because I need to get this money in, or because I need to get the I'm hearing right now from my single mothers, it's okay to relax. For my new my new entrepreneurs, it's okay to relax. Now, going back to the message that I was channeling, it was like I was being shown like an image of how I would think the God Ra, as I have come to know him. And again, I was trying to explain this before. I was actually the what I was explaining before the last live went off was how sometimes when I speak of Egyptian gods and goddesses, or when I speak of Orishas and stuff like that, some people go like, eh. I mean, like, how can you speak of the Most High, or how can you be a messenger of the Most High and be talking about other gods and other deities? Listen, as a spiritualist, I understand something that is way beyond just what we think is religion, or what we think is culture, or what we think is race, or what we think is what else? Gender. I am not religious. I am a spiritualist, which means I accept and I understand the true meaning 144 on my timer of all these different religious beliefs, and the importance of different faiths and the karmic strings that they are all carrying with them into this reality. And I understand how the people that are bonded to it are bonded to something that they themselves do not understand. So in any ways, I actually feel bad and feel sympathy for the people that are stuck under religion. Do you get what I'm saying? But all these different things about me, we'll get into it later. I think I'll go live one day and do a story time and share something about myself. I would love to share something about myself. I mean, concerning my spiritual journey, that is. So it was giving me this image of how the god Ra, of how I see him and revere him as this beautiful sun god who gives energy and vibrance and gives the push and fuels you to action. That's the masculine energy. The sun, it holds masculine energy. The energy of the sun, if I want to translate into literal terms, is just like a man going to work, going about to work and just looking out for new opportunities, or just looking out for doing their best at work because they have a set of things that they need to do, or they have a set of responsibilities. And then when they go through their day, go through maybe whether their work might be stressful, or maybe they're like a truck driver and then they have to drive up and down for hours, and then they do this, and then for them it's like, yeah, I'm the man, this is what I have to do, and blah blah. And then they come home. When they come home, it's like the sun setting. Now the sun sets for the moon to come and take over. And that is when the nurturing energy of the feminine, of the divine feminine, is called for. And so the man will get home and then he's maybe expecting a meal, or he gets home and a meal is ready for him. He gets home and then there's his loving wife who is caring, who wants to know about his day, who wants to know how it went, who has okay, some encouraging words to give him if something went wrong, some advice to give him if he was facing something at work, but just basically the companionship that puts him at ease. Just like when the moon takes over. Because that is the time when the feminine essence is really at play. That is why I believe the woman is the head of the household. Not because she is meant to be a provider, paying for bills and stuff like that, but the head of the household, as in the man's territory really is outside. And the woman's territory really is in the home. It doesn't matter what she does outside. It doesn't matter if she owns 10 multi-million-dollar companies. When she comes home, she is the one that is gifted with the energy to make that house into a home, to bring warmth into the home, to bring love, empathy, compassion into that home. And it is her duty to pass that love, compassion, empathy, to pass those energies around, those nurturing, creative energies to her family. Do you get what I'm saying? And that's why some women can go to work, multiple jobs and everything, and come back home and take care of multiple kids and a husband and a family on the other side, because despite the fact that she's been working all day, in the night she still feels very much in her energy, because naturally that is the energy of the divine feminine, or that's the one of the energetic source for the feminine, the moon, as the sun is for the masculine. Unfortunately, in this day and age, we have people that are blinded by gender and follow this course that we call being a feminist. I like to explain myself to people that I am not a feminist. Why am I not a feminist? Because I understand that a masculine plays a very trivial and important role in our lives, as the feminine also plays a very important role in our lives. Those roles are not interchangeable. Those roles are not reversible, even though they can be supported. Those are roles that were naturally given to us in order to what? Make each other whole, in order to balance each other out. Now, what do I believe in, or what do I stand for? I stand for equality. I stand for equal rights in everything and in all things and with all people. I do not advocate for women to be put in a certain position that means they get to bump heads with men, or they get to feel like they are above men, or they feel like they get to maintain this ego that says, I can do just as you can do also. We never had to explain ourselves. We never had to explain ourselves. We never had to complain about being the ones that take care of the children and the home, take care of the men. Same way, the men never had to complain about being the providers. Unfortunately, we live in this day and age where all those things have been so fucked up, and you have women saying they are feminists and they want to do this, and they want men to show them a certain level of respect just because they're women and they can do the same thing. That we never had to explain those things. Those things are constant to the universe, to the cosmos. Like, it's funny, as human beings, we have such limited understanding of how the world works that even the plants, the animals are more intelligent than we are, but we actually say that we are the most intelligent species alive on this earth, which is funny because the plants can communicate telepathically, but we can't. Animals can sense danger from a mile away with their senses, even with their smell, but we can't. But somehow, because we have evolved to the stage where we have surrounded ourselves by all these material things and all these different disciplines that we think make us superior to other living beings, we actually deem ourselves very intelligent and make all these different mistakes that draw us back from our true form. Like I was saying before, I didn't want to write anything down. I wanted to directly channel this message. So right now I've gone from this energy of feeling this really nurturing to this really empowered energy. And this is not, the funny thing is, I'm sensing this from the moon, this energy of goddess Isis that was coming through. So this is not even coming through from the Ra side. This is coming through from the Isis side. It's trying to say yo, my divine feminines, my princesses and my goddesses, my queens and my empresses, lay your guard down to me. Allow me to help you heal those traumas that have caused you to be in survival mode, so that you can fully reach balance with your masculine energy and your feminine energy. Because guess what? Being a goddess alone doesn't cut it. Being a queen alone doesn't cut it. Being an empress alone doesn't cut it. Being a divine feminine is the highlight of it all. Being a divine masculine is the highlight of being a king or being an emperor or being a prince. Being a divine being walking this plane is the highlight of it all. There are energies that cultivated for thousands of years just to reach divinity. Even immortals have to continue cultivating and reaching higher levels in their energy in order to reach a certain level of divinity. It's just like the continuous process of upping your divinity, basically. And for my divine masculines, it is okay to allow yourselves to see your feminine or your divine feminine as an equal counterpart, as the head of something that you don't necessarily have to be head of, but that will require you to step into your divine feminine and divine masculine energies. That requires you to reach that balance, that union of your divine, your masculine energy and your feminine energy, of your sun energy and your moon energy. Because like I was trying to explain, these energies, they exist in all of us. The masculine energy exists in all of us. The feminine energy exists in all of us. These energies are not just subject to one person, are not just subject to one particular part of you, as in whether the Hi Gigi, hi Gigi, Gigi. Sorry if I'm mentioning it wrongly. Had to redo this, but welcome into the chat. It's yes, I was saying like we've reached a point where at this point it's like the main message was that you've reached a level in. Okay, let me take this again. You've reached a point in your ascension where you have done everything. You have done so much work, you have done so much healing, you have done so much to bring yourself to this point, and you don't need to do any more. All you are being asked to do right now is to what? Balance out your energies. Is to reach a harmonious union of your masculine energy and your feminine energy in order to what? Reach divinity. Again, like I was saying, being a goddess alone doesn't cut it. Calling yourself a queen, calling yourself a boss chick, an empress alone doesn't cut it. Calling yourself a king alone doesn't cut it. Calling yourself an emperor alone doesn't cut it. The ultimate goal is to be able to call yourself a divine feminine, a divine masculine. The divine feminine understands that even though he is predominantly a masculine energy as the main energy he walks in, he is also 50% feminine energy. And from that feminine energy, he is allowed to be soft. He's allowed to be nurturing. He's allowed to be emotional. He's allowed to be sad. He's allowed to cry. He's allowed to give out. And the divine feminine also understands that from that level of balance, she is allowed to be soft. She is allowed to take action, which doesn't mean she has to be in the forefront. She is allowed to play the role of the head of the house without it meaning that she is provider in terms of financially, because head of the house also means what, like I was saying before, the mother of the house, the caretaker of the house. She understands that she brings the energy of nurturing, of creation, of community, of warmth, of home. Whereas the divine masculine or the masculine energy brings that action, brings the security, brings the provisions, brings the care, brings the companionship. These two together is what made the souls that were split, as some people say, or the souls that were paired together. The souls that we call what? Twin flames. This is something I will touch on later in a different video. Twin flames. A lot of people go on about twin flames, but they don't really understand that you will never come into union with your twin flame when you haven't reached that level of balance. And this is something I usually like to say to people, 2444 on my timer. Sometimes we put so much effort and energy into the expectation we have or are waiting for from the other person. What if you're currently alone? Tracy, yes, if you're currently alone, yes, that also means that is one clear sign that there is things that still need to be done, or there's a time that needs to pass for your person or your divine feminine or masculine to come in. Why? Because the souls that we are paired with when it comes to twin flame relationships are very, very important souls who usually have multiple missions and high purpose in this world. These people are on earth to reach a certain level of cultivation in order to help other people. So when it's not yet time for them to meet the right person, it can become a detriment to them and the other person. So I'll give you an example. Can you imagine meeting your perfect match or your twin flame? However, you have insecurity issues. And then now, because your twin flame has reached a certain level in their ascension, or they have awakened to a certain level, maybe they haven't fully ascended, but they've really awakened. And they're always constantly trying to help you heal and help you heal. And you are constantly stuck in your insecurity and always dragging them down. To the point where, let's say, a year down the line, you guys are in this very terrible toxic relationship because you are always stuck in your insecurity and he's always having to find ways to bring you out of it, and it's just so stressful for him to the point where he begins to tip to the negative side and begins to tip. Let's say 2 years down the line, he's a totally different person. He's not as caring as he used to be. He's not as nurturing as he used to be. He's not as loving and romantic and as vibrant as he used to be. And it might seem like it's also to you, but then on the outside, he's become somebody else, because on the inside, he has changed. This is a clear example of how meeting your twin flame at the wrong time can alter their state of awakening. And that is why we don't come into union with our right people until we ourselves have reached a certain level of healing. So, for instance, if you are in a state right now, like you're saying, what if you are currently alone? That's fine. I'm alone. I mean, not alone, single. So you might be alone, but of course you're not lonely. I'm alone. And I absolutely love and cherish my solitude. It's like sometimes I think to myself and I'm like, I would really love to, like maybe go hang out here, or like, have, and then like 2 minutes later, less than 2 minutes later, I'm like, I think I'd rather just stay home. I think I'll just watch a movie. I think I'll just, because I love being with myself so much. And why? Because I have grown to understand the importance of me to keep healing and doing the inner work to better myself, so that eventually, when my divine masculine comes in, I know it's going to be a beautiful, blissful relationship. But when he comes in and I am not fully healed, and healing can never fully be done, it's an everyday process. But when he comes in and I'm not fully healed, not only will I shoot my own self, but I will take him down with me, and the universe won't allow it. The universe doesn't allow for the other twin flame to take down their twin flame after all the work they've done. And that is why I like to explain to people that not everybody will be united with their twin flame in this lifetime. So first of all, we need to get our mind off the fact that, well, if I have a twin flame, I have to be with him. You might not be united with your twin flame in this lifetime. I remember the last live I did, not this last one I did today, like a live I did some time ago. And it was speaking about how there were two scenarios. And one scenario was for the collective that was holding on to a false twin flame. Why was this person a false twin flame? This person was a false twin flame because they possessed all the trait, or the relationship had all the characteristics of a twin flame relationship, where there's that toxic energy that makes you feel like, oh, it's because we're healing each other, we are triggering each other to bring out the worst in each other. To false twin flame, because a real twin flame pushes you to heal, yes, but not by pushing you to the point where they become toxic for you. Your real twin flame is it's like a healing assistant. They are not a triggering mate, a toxic mate, or somebody to dabble in your toxic ways with. And then there was another scenario where the collective, where a group of people were dealing with a fallen twin. Why a fallen twin? This person had become a fallen twin because they refused to do the inner work. So instead of the universe allowing you to have this person, or, oh, yeah, this person is my twin flame, I know they're my twin, I've received all the signs and everything, the universe cuts the relationship or severs the relationship in order to save the twin that is doing the work, or the twin that has done the work. Do you understand why this happens? So that what? The other twin that is not doing the work, or the other twin that has fallen does not drag the twin that is doing the work with them. And in this week, there are some channeled messages I've had concerning twin flames, and I will be sharing those messages in due time. And it has to do with a collective that came down with their twin flame for a specific purpose. Anyway, so to go back to the message, I wanted to like check. Hi Gigi Gigi, sorry. Yes, I would love to hear your story. I would love to share my story in bits and pieces as we go on, and I think I would do a story time on live soon to share part of my story, part of my journey. And yes, Tracy, I do too. I can certain myself. Yes, 100%. Do you get what I'm saying? And that this balance is what we're needing right now. This being able to be with yourself, to give yourself all that attention, all that love, all that care, all that healing, so that when your divine partner comes in, you know, thank you very much for this question, Tracy, because now I'm getting a message coming through. What I'm hearing right now is that this balance is not just for your ascension, it's also for your soulmate. This balance is not just for the work that you need to do, it's also for the life that you're meant to have. So it looks like for a lot of people, this balance that is coming in is because your twin flame or your soulmate is just around the corner. He's about to come in or she's about to come in. And the universe is urging you to be ready, to get ready. You don't want to run your twin flame off. 33313 on my timer when I said that. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't want to meet your twin flame and not even recognize them because you are so stuck in yourself, or because you're so lost in your own insecurities, or because you're so lost in your own ego that you don't realize. And another thing that was coming through was the ego. Another thing that was coming through was the ego. 3333 on my timer. Spirit is present. Yes, I. Another thing that was coming through was the ego. The ego can't allow you to reach balance. The ego can't allow you to reach balance. The ego. I had to leave a relationship with a great guy, let's just say. And not only did I leave the relationship, I had to call off my engagement. And this came with a lot of backlash. And when I broke off the engagement, I didn't really explain myself into detail to a lot of people, or I didn't really announce it I just decided whoever hears eventually hears, just to the people that were important to know. And before I broke up with my ex-fiance, I had said to him several times about how I need to have my own energy and he needs to have his own energy, and we need to have our energy together. Like, this is what I think of it, or this is how I've come to understand it, right? As a couple, I have to be whole within myself, and you as my partner have to be whole within yourself. And then when we come together, we make a whole new union. Do you get what I'm saying? Let's say I'm the color red and my partner is the color yellow. And then when we come together, we what? We become orange, right? That's a whole new color, a beautiful color born from two different people. But his understanding was like, oh, well, we are together, we're getting married, we're so close, we have to do everything together, everything has to be the two of us. I mean, if it's me, if it's you, like, I understand. We stand 10 toes down with each other, but we are individual people also. It doesn't mean I want to be on my own. You have your time, you have your energy, you have your activities, you have the things that you do and indulge in. And I have my time, my activity, you know what? And then we both have our time together. We have the activities we do together. So this message turning this way is really like the message that was coming through. I think I want to channel a bit because I've been speaking on. What's up, spirit? What do we need to know? A lot of healing, purging, crying. Yes, Davinia. Hello, sister. Yes, that's exactly how this message started. It started with me crying under the moon because I was remembering how I started my healing work with the moon a few years ago, and just how much I have evolved from the healing work I used to do with the moon or under the moon. I think I would like to create a document on some of the things that I used to do, the work I used to do with the moon, and I will see if I want to do those things. Okay, I think I'll just create something on the works and the different magical workings I've done with the moon and with the sun, and how we can balance these two energies out, or these things we can do on their own in order to help us balance our feminine and our masculine energies. Because again, this is not just a balance that is required for us to, because like, we've done a lot of healing. We've done a lot of healing, but there's still those things that are like little triggers that are hiding in there that we don't realize, that come up only when we are in the face of something. And those are the things that I feel like we are being called to really give up. So one of the things that I used to do with the moon that I found so profound was when I was feeling overwhelmed and I felt like I needed to cry, I would sit under the moon and cry about it. And I would cry directly to the moon and I would say, please, 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 please take this pain away. Help me heal this pain that is in my heart and open my eyes to see the right decisions, the right directions, the right things to do. Help me heal. Like I would continuously say, just help me heal. I just want to heal. I want to heal. I want to heal this. I don't want to hold on to the anger, to the pain, to the emotions, I don't want any of it. And I think I will take some time and put a document together, and I will update this video later with date. And yes, we are back. We've been back. Sorry, we went off before the line. It just went off. I don't know how, but yeah, we're back. And I think I would do this. I would put something together like that just to highlight some of the different rituals and stuff I did and simple practices. Again, when I say rituals, where I come from, where I was born and bred, which is Ghana in Africa. Unfortunately, my people frown upon spirituality more than you think they would. I come from a place where I am ridiculed a lot. Like even in the neighborhoods I've lived in, I've been called a witch. I have been labeled an occultist. I have been I have been labeled an evil person. I've been labeled a mad person. I remember when I used to take, like I still do, I take barefoot walks and everybody just stares at me and starts to make silly comments and laugh at me. And I've gone through this for a long time, but in the 10 years or so of me being on my spiritual journey, it had to happen a lot for me to toughen up, for me to fully be like, who the hell cares what you think? I know what I'm doing, I know what I'm saying, and for that alone, I'm at peace with myself, right? So where I come from, like I'll say, when you say something like a ritual, people immediately think fetish ritual or like voodoo ritual or like dark magic and stuff like that. So just to explain, rituals are literally anything that you do continuously or repeatedly on a consistent basis. I'll give you a simple example, 4044 on my timer. Brushing your teeth is a form of a ritual. Taking a shower is a form of a ritual. Eating is a form of a ritual, like breakfast. Breaking the fast is a form of a ritual. Dinner is a form of a ritual. Going to work is a form of a ritual. Do you understand? So I will put together a document later to, I think I want to channel a bit, and I don't know if anybody has any questions. I would like to take some questions. And I don't know, do you guys think we should do a Q&A moving forward? I'm trying to see, I don't want to do too much of the channel, but then I want to just be led and be as organic as possible. So if we should do a Q&A, let's see, I think, I don't know what it would be on, but yeah, we can do a Q&A later at some point. I think I just did that last night. We back on order. Oh, yeah. Please continue to do it. Please continue to do it. It's such beautiful, it brings such profound peace. It's like my heart is so calm right now in this phase that I'm in. If I will definitely do a story time at some point. Tracy, at 25, I broke it off with my fiance. Looking back, I was a workaholic, working 7 days, staying late while he's going on weekend trips with a bunch of friends as we split our bills in half. Wow. I began feeling bitter for the first time and I didn't want to feel that way, so I ran. Not very mature of myself. Not very mature of yourself, but very mature of your spirit. How the deed was done might have not been what others would say was the right way, but sometimes when we are forced to make a drastic move, is because our spirit has reached a point where it knows now it has to take action. And that's why we look back at those things and wonder, like, how did I do that? Because your spirit made you do it. And I ran away from home when I was 15. When I was 15, actually, yeah, 15 years old, I ran away from home. And I could also say not very mature of myself. But looking back at that time and my reasons, even if I remember them correctly, and looking at where I am now, and when I say looking at where I am now, I am not a millionaire yet. I am not a billionaire yet. I don't own my own house yet. I don't own my own car yet. I don't have like a million followers, and I'm not like, like an influencer or a famous person. I don't have kids. I'm not married and all that yet. And even my family ridicules me for it. It's like, how can you be at your age and you have no kids? I'm 30, by the way. Have no kids and you have no family and you have no stable job. You just want to work as whatever it is you're doing, making magic and reading messages, whatever that is. But I am so content with where I am today. I am so happy that I ran away from home when I was 15, because looking back at who I was then and who I am now, my life would have been totally different. Because I came from a household where I lived with my abuser from when I was about 4 years old. In a household where my mother or my auntie and my stepfather and step siblings knew that this was my abuser, and I had to live in the same household with him, and he continued to abuse me. In some cases, I know very well that my auntie knew about it, but she never spoke about it because she was always just concerned about keeping her marriage intact. And eventually, when I left at 15 and moved into a space where I had never been, I literally moved into a new city. I didn't really know anybody there. All I had was like 3 contacts in my phone and literally just money to board on a bus. I slept over at my friend's place and he gave me enough money to continue the journey to the city, to the capital. And When I got into the city, it was a whole new world. But that was when my life really began. That was when my life really and truly began. At 16, I had my first real job, which was as a waitress. I faked my age and I was working as a waitress in an Indian restaurant, but that was some of the best times of my life. Do you get what I'm saying? I learned so much. I became so much of myself that now I look back at my step siblings and I look back at people I grew up with and I'm like, how are you surviving? All you do is wake up and go to work and come back and take care of your kids, and you are married to, like, two of my siblings are married to pastors, like they are preachers' wives. Do you know what I'm saying? Other two are teachers, like they go to school and they teach and that's it. And my auntie, her line for us was always like, finish school, get a good job, a good government job, so that you can secure your future. Because when you have a government job, when you need a loan to rent a house, you get a loan for it. When you need, when you want to buy a car, you can get a loan to buy a car. Basically, the government will take care of everything. And I said no. I said no. Running from home at 15 meant leaving high school, and I was a brilliant kid. I got into high school when I was 14 years old, going on 15, to the point where I had to ask my mom to stay home for 1 year more before I went to high school because I just wasn't ready. So it was never really because my mind was not in the right place. It's just my spirit was not in the right place. So back to what you're saying, Tracy. It may have not seemed very mature that you run, but guess what? Our maturity is not leveled by the amount, the age, or the level of, the severity of the actions that we take or do not take. Our maturity is actually measured by the intentions that we take those actions with, or the intentions that we do not take those actions with. I didn't get too much into that, so I'll just, like, if you guys have any questions, I think I would definitely do a story time with you guys. I would love to share more. My soul cried out. 15 years, 3 months separated in the same house. Wow, it's so hard. Today he left to go out of town. I have been to myself. I trust Spirit is guiding me in healing as I release. Yes, Davinia, definitely. Like, that's something that you can always count on. The support of Spirit, the companionship of Spirit, the loyalty of Spirit, the healing grace of Spirit. Sometimes when we're stuck in a situation that involves others, when we want to make a decision, we think about them, we think about them, we think about them, which is fine. That is how we are as empaths. You know, we don't just get up and make the decision. It takes a long time. I had a reading with, I have goosebumps right now. I had a reading with a beautiful, beautiful woman that I met through an acquaintance who I also did a reading for, and she recommended somebody, and she recommended the other lady, and she recommended the other lady, and then we just connected. And she didn't tell me anything about herself when we started the reading. Usually when I start a reading, I don't listen to what's going on unless the person wants to do a specific inquiry. So I did the reading, and about 30 minutes into the reading, or like actually we did like an almost 2 hour reading. She did an extra 45 minutes. So like literally about like 45 minutes, literally like 45 minutes into the reading was when she started to open up about how the messages resonated, because she has been in her marriage for 20 years. 20 years she has been married to a man that she feels emotionally disconnected from. They've been together 20 something years, and 20 years is when she's been feeling like, like it's not really who she wants to be with. It's not like who she wants to be with. Of course, she loves the man. She married the man, but for 20 years, she's been feeling an emotional disconnect. And aside of that, in a long period of about 10 years, she had to become the provider of the family because the man lost his job and made some bad business decisions and stuff like that. But for her, that was nothing. She actually loved being a provider. And this is one of the things that I was saying about the message that was coming through. It's okay for you to allow yourself to be soft and enjoy your femininity. It's okay to allow yourself to be at ease, to release yourself from that hustle mode, from that survival mode. It's okay to allow yourself to make the decisions that make you feel like you're weak, when you know they are decisions that are eventually going to make you stronger. Because sometimes when you're making the right decisions, it doesn't just start off as the best decision. Sometimes it just looks like the worst decision. When I broke off my engagement, it was like my friend was like, what? Like, what do you mean you are what are you talking about? You mean you're postponing? I was like, no, I postponed it like 3 times already. I know it's not about postponing it. It's off. 5222 on my timer. It's off. Knowing how I feel now about this person being in this marriage is going to be a big mistake. And it could have happened. I could have gotten married and then, try to make it work. And then a few years down the line, spirit still forces me to get out of it. But this is what I realized. I didn't get out of it at the point when I got out of it because spirit was still trying to use the situation to lead me to the right place. So, Davinia, I didn't move from you back to what you were saying. 15 years, 3 months, maybe 15 years, 6 months, or maybe 16 years is the exact amount of time that spirit requires to put you on the right frequency in order for you to make the move out of there. It's not a time that is too late. And it's not a time that is too soon. Everything happens in divine timing. And I always like to remind people, I'll talk on later. We might think that we don't have the power to turn our fate. But in actual sense, we do. Because what happens is certain things that we do in our lifetimes come back to play a trivial role. And because we are all connected to other people, one person's karma or one person's dharma can be the situation that allows us to change our fate. That is why it's so important to respect the interconnectedness of the universe and to respect and hold everybody as equal, to give everybody equal love, to give everybody respect. Because the good deed you do one day is going to be that one good deed that will make somebody else come round and give you the opportunity that changes your fate. So, Davinia, I send you love, and I love that the collective is sending you love back. Thank you, Tracy. We are all in this together. We are all in this together. The healing of the collective is the healing of us all. I send you love, and please, all my love and all my warmth, and everything is absolutely fine. Just keep being with yourself. Just keep nurturing yourself. Keep building up your strength. Don't forget how beautiful and amazing you are. Don't forget how interesting and entertaining you can be to yourself. I don't know why I'm hearing now that you forgot who you are. I'm sorry. I don't mean to tap into your energy, but when you're around people or like conversing openly like that, sometimes that's the call to like reach out into their energy. That's like you kind of like opening yourself up to receive my messages as I receive your energy, something like that. And what I'm hearing, Davinia, is like you have forgotten who you are. So it looks like you are in some kind of position that has put you in a state where you don't really remember who you are, as in like, who are you? Do you remember how beautiful you are? Do you remember how amazing you are? Do you remember how creative you are? When was the last time you did something really fun? Like something really, really fun, you know? Like going to a kid's playground. Like I remember the other time I channeled for a client, a reading I did, and the spirit just kept telling the lady to ride a bicycle. And when I put the message out, it's like, that's when was the last time you did something fun? Go do something fun. Also, another thing that's coming through is for you to listen. Is for you to listen. There's guidance and directives and messages that are coming to you of things that you're going to be led to that are going to help you ease your pain and your frustration. Things that are going to bring you back into alignment with yourself. Things that are going to make you remember the first and foremost, the only one that can make you happy is you. All right, I'll leave it at that. So, to put a cap on this message, on this video, wow, I didn't expect it to go this long, but I love it. It's great to have you guys here. Thank you so much for joining this live. And I'm seeing some people that I usually see in the comment here also. It's really, really nice to connect with you guys on live. And to put the cap on this message or on this video, the goddesses and the gods, specifically of the sun, Ra, of the moon, Isis, are calling you to reach out and ask where you need help in healing. They are calling you to tap into the masculine energy of the sun and the feminine energy of the moon in order to bring balance within your gender roles so that you can seal your divine feminine essence or your divine masculine essence. Remember, it's not just about being a goddess or being a priestess or being a queen or an emperor or a king. It's about being a divine feminine and a divine masculine. Those are the titles that are of the highest order, not the titles that come with thrones. Because as a divine feminine, as a divine masculine, you can function in any order, in any role, from any of those two sides whenever is needed. And remembering that being masculine doesn't mean that you don't have to be in tune or in touch with your feminine side. Being masculine doesn't mean you don't have to be soft also. Doesn't mean that you don't deserve to be nurtured also. That you don't deserve to be emotional. That you don't deserve to pour your heart out and cry when you need to. And again, for my divine feminines that are playing such a big role in your own lives, for my single mothers, my startup entrepreneurs, the students, the ones that are just going through hard times, the ones that feel alone. Don't forget that in enjoying this energy of being in that strong position, that you don't tilt the balance and go too much on your masculine side by being too in charge of how your life goes, by wanting to be in control all the time, by being too afraid to let somebody else lead. Of course, if somebody is going to lead, it has to be the right person. So just not anybody, but you get what I'm saying? Right now is a call for you to find balance within your energies, balance with your masculine and your feminine, so that you can fully reach your divinity. Because this is not just for you. This is kind of like the final process of this latest ascension that we went through, but also it is preparing you for your divine counterpart, because when he comes in, he has to come and meet you in the right energy. Same way he is being prepared to come in with the right energy. Like if you don't come to the divine feminine or the divine masculine with the wrong energy. You come correct when you step to the divine feminine or the divine masculine. And when the divine feminine and the divine masculine comes together, when the divine masculine and the divine feminine comes together, they will be a force to reckon with. This is something I will do in another video. The divine masculine, the union of the divine masculine and the divine feminine is something that is strongly under attack, because they know that when these two people come together, they will move mountains and show people the way to true unconditional love. Show people how to really express and explore those two energies without feeling like they have to be too much on the other side. And most welcome, Davinia. Thank you so much for being here and for sharing your beautiful energy with us. Says you're right, I've been walking a lot in nature. Yes, please do. And when you can, walk barefoot in nature also. The barefoot walks are really amazing at distressing us. And like, it's really, really amazing. Do you know what I'm saying? You can just put your bare feet on the ground and even speak intentions of healing. So there's two things you can do with grounding and earthing, right? Like people usually say, oh, it helps to release toxins. But what we don't also, some don't know, is that it helps to replenish the energy by kind of like circulating it. So you can literally speak affirmations out for that energy to be recycled through the earth. Relieved to know there's empathetic foes out here still. You have no idea the difference you're all making in my life right now. Thank you all for being. Thank you so much, Tracy. That's beautiful. As are you. As are you. Bless you always. And as always, I send my beautiful soul collective and just the collective in general, the different collectives, the collectives of people that are in despair because they are just awakened and they don't know what to do or what's going on, and the people that have awakened and are still going through their healing processes, and the people that are lost and may not know how to find themselves. I send all of us blessings of love, of protection, of healing, of love, because the love, Charlie, sometimes the love is not just the love that's from us. Some people struggle to feel love from within themselves because even though they give love, they never really sense the love back. So sometimes it's just important to just send love out into the universe so somebody can just feel some tingling sensations of just like warmth, you know? Yeah. Yes, repeated actions or rituals. Yes, on a Q&A. Definitely. Gigi Gigi, I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. Love your energy. Definitely. Or Q&A. Okay. Let's over here. Oh, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to be a channel for the divine. Sometimes the messages that come through are quite heavy. The energies are quite heavy and I don't know how to place them. So I still have box of different channelings that I'm yet to put together because some of the messages come from energies that I'm not familiar with. And I always like to, not that I always like to be sure. So part of this message is for me because I won't lie to you. I have control issues. Sometimes I want to, not like I want to be in control by force, but like it's like sometimes I just find it so hard to like let it go. Like just let the universe take care of it. I won't lie to you. But now, I'm trying to be very obedient to the universe and not try to control everything, not try to just do it as the and it just basically just go with the flow, me trying to release myself too much from my masculine energy and kind of like indulge more in my feminine energy because yeah, I've had to be in survival mode for a long time in my life, from for a very long time. But even though I like to say that I love it, it has caused me some traumas that I am still releasing. My cat is awake. He's crying outside. Yeah, my my little darling. His name is Amenti. His mom hides a lot. His mom is 7. She's my gorgeous black cat. She doesn't show herself often, but um I think I will close the messages off here. And thank you guys so much for showing up for this live after the second one went off. Thank you so much for being here with me, for sharing this beautiful energy, this beautiful message with me. And as always, I am so, so grateful, and I thank you guys so much for supporting the channel, the immense growth, and the receiving, and the love, and the messages. Sometimes I won't lie to you, the first thing I do when I wake up is just go and check my messages because like I get so excited to see some of the messages that are coming through, and I am so, so grateful. Thank you guys so much for every single like, every single share, every single comment, and for everyone who has ever subscribed. I am so, so grateful. And another thing I have noticed is that I usually don't say my name when I start the video. Now I am trying to always remember to say my name in the beginning. So in case I didn't say my name in the beginning, my name is Awoyadede. Awoyadede. It means the elder, the first child, the first female. And sorry, the elder, yes, the first child, the first female. And I am so, 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 so grateful to be here even. If anybody would have told me that I would be on YouTube posting videos of my channeled messages on, online, putting myself out there like this, I would have said, bitch, no way. But here we are. So thank you guys so much. Tracy, you had no choice but to control and you were still a child and be patient. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I am still a child somewhere hidden inside. I had to grow up too early, so now I understand very much that my inner child is the part of me that needs the most healing, and I am working on that. Patience. Yes, I have to be more patient. Thank you. Abundantly grateful for your voice brought peace in hearing. I am so grateful. Thank you. I'm really so grateful to have you here also. How do I okay. Actually I am kind of funny, but I like to hide the fact that I am funny because I'm only, like um adventurously funny around people that I'm used to. So I guess as we get used to each other here, my soul tribe fam on YouTube, online, or however it progresses into the future, you will get to experience my more quirky and funny side. Here you go. Awoya Dede. I am looking forward to a Q&A with you guys. So I will be announcing that. I am not sure how to schedule it. Maybe I will do a poll to see what best works for all of us. And I don't know if we can just do a Q&A on live, or if it would be better to send the questions and then I can do a live and answer them, and then if there are any more questions. So I think maybe I'll do a poll to that's my name, or that's how you spell my name. Awo Ya Dede. Awo means elder. Ya is Thursday born, because I was born on a Thursday, and Dede means first female, first child. Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. I think now I can catch some sleep. 11122 on my timer. We are 1 hour in already. Thank you guys so much for being here. I absolutely adore you guys. Take care, and don't forget, you are absolutely amazing.